Today's TEK is A.2H. So if you want to write that down, A.2H, that's writing linear inequalities. So we're going to have to know these inequality symbols. All of these are inequality symbols. We have to know what they mean in order to change scenarios into inequalities. So let's see what these signs can be, what words can be used to translate to these signs. Like the first one, this is called less than, okay? Smaller than, below. So make sure you memorize that symbol. You're going to be using that symbol whenever you see the words less than, smaller than, below. So write it down. Lo están escribiendo. Less than. Everybody's writing it down on their paper. We're going to write down all these notes. If it has a line underneath, it means it can equal to it. So this is less than or equal to, right? Less than or equal to. You can also use the word at most because this is the most. Whatever's on the right side is the most, because it can be the most it can be is whatever on this side. So if I say at most 5, then it will be less than or equal to 5 because the most I can do is $5, right? Maximum, same thing. The maximum number will be right here on the right side. If it's flipped and the bigger side is pointing to the left, then this number is bigger than this number. So that's called greater than, oops. That's called greater than, more than, or larger than. So it's the opposite words of these right here. Write those down. And if I go too fast, you can always just pause the video so that you can write everything down. The same thing with this one. If it has a line underneath, that means it can equal to it, right? So greater than or equal to, at least, because if I say 7 right here, right, it's at least, this number, whatever's over here, is at least 7. That means 7 is the biggest number that it can be. I mean, the smallest number it can be, but it can be greater than. Minimum. Same thing. If it's saying, I'm saying minimum of 7, then the 7's over here because it can be bigger than 7. 7 is the minimum, no more than. I mean, more than. Okay? So those are the key words that I want you to be looking for whenever you're writing inequalities today. We're going to be doing quizzes, so I'm going to practice some of them with you, so that you know how to do this in quizzes. You have to look for key words. So, for instance, if I have, if my answer is x less than 4, then you're looking for something that says x is less than 4, right? Less than. If you see less than 4, then you write that symbol right there, less than 4. Not equal to because it doesn't have a line underneath, right? But this one does. This one has a line underneath. So it something that I would be looking for is x less than or equal to 5, or x is at most 5, because 5 is the most I can have. But it can be less than, right? At most, lo más 5. So 5 is the biggest number. Here, that would be x greater than 1 or x is more than 1, because this number has to be bigger than the number on the right side. So anything on this side would be greater than 1. So like 2, 3, 4, 5, 100. If it has a line underneath, That means it can equal to it. So x is greater than or equal to 7, or x is at least 7. Okay? Or the minimum is 7. Those are things that you can put on there. So these are the keywords I'm going to be using to write inequalities. I'm going to do 3 of them with you, and then you're going to do the quizzes. I'm going to post the code on the board. There's also a code in the calendar that you only use for if you want to bring your grade up at home, or if you didn't come, then you can do that at home and use that code then. All right, so let's go ahead and start with problem number 1. Problem number 1, I know some of you like to read the whole thing. A lot of the times it's okay to read the whole thing, but try to zone into keywords like maximum. Okay? Maximum. So I know that the keyword maximum is going to be using this symbol. So less than or equal to. So I'm looking for something that says less than or equal to 10, because it's a maximum of 10. So less than or equal to 10, less than or equal to 10. This is not correct, and this is not correct. Okay, so already I haven't even read it, and I already took out 2 answers, right? Then, go ahead and read it. She spent the money on a movie, M, popcorn, P, and a drink, D. So movie, popcorn, and a drink all together, right? You're adding them. Needs to be a maximum of $10. So my answer is B, because this one's not including the drink. Okay? Problem number 2. Do you see a keyword that just sticks out? Keyword. Number 2. No. Keywords are up here. Any of these keywords? I'll let you find it. At most. At most 50. That's the keyword that I see right here. At most. So I'm going to use that symbol, 50. So I have this symbol matches, and that's the only one that matches, right? The other ones don't match. And it's talking about a perimeter, a rectangular perimeter. So this is the perimeter formula, 2L plus 2W. That's the formula for perimeter. So the answer is B. So all you're doing is looking for keywords that will help you match the inequality. Okay, and then the last one. Does anybody see a keyword? $45 or less. So the keyword less, right? That's the symbol I'm using. Less. Not less than or equal to, just less. So it has to be this one or this one, right? So I'm going to cross out B and C. So now let's read. It says that in an electronics store, audio tapes cost $5 per package and videotape costs $10 per package. Which inequality best describes the number of packages of audio tapes A? So this is my A. Audio tapes is A. And the number of packages of videotapes V, so this is my V. So what number goes with A? 5. Not 10. This one says 10 goes with the A. That's not true. And then what number goes with V? 10. This one says V goes with 5. That's not true. So my answer is A. Go ahead and use the code for quizzes and start on that.